Let's turn Zootopia characters into their opposites. Here is how the process works. We take a character like Olaf, find their 3 main attributes and key color, then we ask Craig to flip those to their opposites, and he prints the character as their opposite version. I also made a brand new poster that I'll slowly reveal to you after each character. And at the end of this video, I'll show you a trailer of Zootopia, but with every character as their opposite version. Let's begin. Starting with Nick Wilde, the smooth-talking fox known for his cleverness and charm. Alright, Craig, what are the 3 main attributes and key color of Nick Wilde? So according to Craig, his first attribute is cunning. Nick navigates the streets with quick thinking and sly tactics. His second is charming. He uses his charismatic nature to win people over, even when they doubt him. His third is resilient. Despite hardships and prejudice, Nick bounces back with confidence. And the color he's most seen in is green. Okay, Craig, what is the opposite of cunning, charming, resilient, and the color green? So according to Craig, the opposite of cunning is naive, the opposite of charming is awkward, and the opposite of resilient is fragile. And the opposite color of green is red. Okay, Craig, with these new attributes and colors, make us Nick Wilde as his opposite. This is Nick Wilde as his opposite. And apparently this version would be a clumsy waiter at one of the city's diners. Yeah, it checks out. Let's see how this version of Nick Wilde would affect the storyline of Zootopia. Because he is naive, he wouldn't be able to pick up on the schemes and underhanded dealings that are crucial to the story. Since he's awkward, interactions that require finesse or persuasion would turn into clumsy, missed opportunities. Because he's fragile, in the end, he'd be unable to cope with the mounting pressure of solving the case, opting to step back and leave Judy to face the challenges alone. Nick Wilde as a jittery, well-meaning waiter, I don't really like it, but it does seem accurate for his opposite. So I'm gonna give you a 7 out of 10. Now let's add him to the poster. And there he is, looking ready to refill your coffee. He'll probably spill it on you. Next up is Chief Bogo, the tough-as-nails water buffalo who runs the ZPD like a drill sergeant. Okay, Craig, what are the 3 main attributes and key color of Chief Bogo? So according to Craig, his first attribute is authoritative. Chief Bogo commands respect and leads with an iron hoof. His second is disciplined. He maintains strict control and expects nothing less than excellence from his team. His third is stoic. He rarely shows emotion and keeps a serious demeanor, even in stressful situations. And the color he's most seen in is dark blue. Okay, Craig, what is the opposite of authoritative, disciplined, stoic, and the color dark blue? So according to Craig, the opposite of authoritative is easygoing, the opposite of disciplined is carefree, and the opposite of stoic is expressive, and the opposite of dark blue is light orange. Okay, Craig, with these new attributes and colors, make us Chief Bogo as his opposite. This is Chief Bogo as his opposite. And apparently this version wouldn't be the chief, it would be a laid-back hippie, like me. Let's see how this version of Chief Bogo would affect the storyline of Zootopia. Because Bogo is easygoing, he would be a beloved figure at city parks, leading meditation circles and teaching mindfulness to anyone who stops by. His calming presence would draw crowds, but without him in the ZPD, the force would lack a firm leader. Since he's carefree, Zootopia's crime-solving efforts would suffer from the absence of a strong, decisive presence at the top. Because he is expressive, in the end, he'd inspire a community focused on peace and sharing. But without his authoritative leadership, the city's crime rate would spike, leaving Zootopia without its usual backbone of order. Chief Bogo turned into a yoga instructor. Not sure how I feel about that. I'm gonna give you a 6 out of 10. Now let's add him to the poster. And there he is, probably gonna sit there for the rest of the day and meditate, like me every morning. That's a lie. I don't do that. Moving on to the assistant mayor Bellwether, the seemingly innocent assistant with hidden ambitions. Alright, Craig, what are the 3 main attributes and key color of Bellwether? So according to Craig, her first attribute is cunning. Bellwether expertly manipulates situations to her advantage. Her second is ambitious. She harbors big plans and is willing to go to great lengths to achieve them. Her third is calculating. She maintains a quiet, strategic approach to get what she wants. And the color she's most seen in is navy blue. Okay, Craig, what is the opposite of cunning, ambitious, calculating, and the color navy blue? So according to Craig, the opposite of cunning is trusting, the opposite of ambitious is content, and the opposite of calculating is spontaneous. And the opposite of navy blue is orange. Okay, Craig, with these new attributes and colors, make us Bellwether as her opposite. This is Bellwether as her opposite. And apparently this version would be kind-hearted and laid back, like a grandmother. Let's see how this version of Bellwether would affect the storyline of Zootopia. Because Bellwether is trusting, she would believe in the good intentions of everyone around her, making her ill-suited for any political or high-stakes role. Since she's content, she would have no desire to climb the ladder of power. Instead, she would spend her days at a local coffee shop, reading books and chatting with others about life and literature. Because she's spontaneous, in the end, she'd be known for joining spontaneous poetry readings or organizing last-minute book clubs, contributing to the cultural charm of the city without any hidden motives. Bellwether as a kind, laid-back bookworm, she honestly sounds like she'd be my best friend. So I'm gonna rate this an 8 out of 10. Now let's add her to the poster. And there she is, cozy, content, and thinking about what book to read next. She seems awesome. Next is Benjamin Clawhauser, the cheerful cheetah and Zootopia's most lovable dispatcher. Okay, Craig, what are the 3 main attributes and key color of Benjamin Clawhauser? So according to Craig, his first attribute is friendly. Clawhauser brings joy and warmth to everyone he meets. His second is lighthearted. He's always ready with a laugh and finds the fun in every moment. His third is approachable. He's easy to talk to, making him a welcoming presence at the station. And the color he's most seen in is blue. Okay, Craig, what is the opposite of friendly, lighthearted, approachable, and the color blue? So according to Craig, the opposite of friendly is distant, the opposite of lighthearted is serious, and the opposite of approachable is intimidating, and the opposite of blue is orange. Okay, Craig, with these new attributes and colors, make us Benjamin Clawhauser as his opposite. This is Benjamin Clawhauser as his opposite, and apparently this version would be a CEO of a tech company in Zootopia. Let's see how this version of Benjamin Clawhauser would affect the storyline of Zootopia. Because Clawhauser is distant, he would be seen as an enigma among his employees, a leader who commands respect but remains hard to connect with on a personal level. Since he's serious, he would devote his time to advancing technology and innovation, ensuring his company stays ahead of the competition, leaving no room for the playful banter he was once known for. Because he's intimidating, in the end, he'd create an atmosphere of high expectations and performance, inspiring awe and caution among his staff, while revolutionizing the tech scene of Zootopia. Clawhauser as a city's top CEO? That's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna rate this an 8.5 out of 10. Let's add him to the poster. There he is in his tailored suit, ready to make deals and dramatically stare out of his window. I want to be like him one day. Next is Mayor Lionheart, the proud and commanding leader of Zootopia. Okay, Craig, what are the 3 main attributes and key color of Mayor Lionheart? So according to Craig, his first attribute is charismatic. Lionheart uses his charm to inspire and rally the city. His second is ambitious. He's driven to maintain power and prestige, making big moves to stay on top. His third is authoritative. He shows control and confidence in every decision he makes. And the color he's most seen in is dark blue. Okay, Craig, what is the opposite of charismatic, ambitious, authoritative, and the color dark blue? So according to Craig, the opposite of charismatic is unremarkable, the opposite of ambitious is unmotivated, and the opposite of authoritative is submissive, and the opposite of dark blue is light orange. Okay, Craig, with these new attributes and key color, make us Mayor Lionheart as his opposite. This is Mayor Lionheart as his opposite. Let's see how this version of Mayor Lionheart would affect the storyline of Zootopia. Because Lionheart is unremarkable, without his tricky plans, Zootopia's leaders could be more honest and focused on what's right for everyone. Since he's unmotivated, there would be fewer sneaky moves in politics. Because he's submissive, Zootopia would have fewer hidden tricks and plots, making it a safer and happier place. I'm gonna rate this a 6 out of 10. Now let's add him to the poster. There he is with the defeated gaze that tells a story of lost dreams. It's gonna be okay, buddy. Moving on to Judy Hopps, the fearless and optimistic rabbit who proved anyone could be anything. Okay, Craig, what are the 3 main attributes and key color of Judy Hopps? So according to Craig, her first attribute is determined. Judy never backs down from a challenge, no matter how tough. Her second is principled. She stands firm in her morals and sense of justice. Her third is optimistic. She always sees the best in people and situations, no matter how dire. And the color she's seen in most is navy blue. Okay, Craig, what is the opposite of determined, principled, optimistic, and the color navy blue? So according to Craig, the opposite of determined is indifferent, the opposite of principled is corrupt, and the opposite of optimistic is cynical, and the opposite of navy blue is light orange. Okay, Craig, with these new attributes and key color, make us Judy Hopps as her opposite. This is Judy Hopps as her opposite. And apparently this version would be a cunning thief. That's not supposed to be you, Judy. Let's see how this version of Judy Hopps would affect the storyline of Zootopia. Because Judy is indifferent, she would no longer care about justice or helping others. This would leave Zootopia without one of its bravest officers. Since she's corrupt, she would use her cleverness and police knowledge for her own gain, stealing from the city and joining forces with shady characters. Because she's cynical, in the end, she'd believe that everyone is only out for themselves, giving up on the idea of a better world. Judy Hopps as a rogue thief is actually kind of cool. I'm gonna give you a 9 out of 10, Craig. Let's finish the poster. This looks awesome. Now, what you've all been waiting for, the trailer for the opposite Zootopia.
What if Zootopia wasn't the city you thought it was? In this reality, Nick Wilde is a clumsy, cheerful diner waiter, spilling coffee instead of scheming. Chief Bogo leads peaceful meditation circles in the park, leaving the ZPD without its strong leader. Bellwether, no longer scheming, is a kind-hearted bookworm, happy in her cozy cafe. Clawhauser trades his charm for focus as a sharp tech CEO, while Mayor Lionheart sweeps hallways as a humble janitor. And Judy Hopps? She's no officer. She's a cunning thief, working in the shadows. This is Zootopia turned upside down.